Once upon a time in a kingdom, there lived a beautiful princess with hair as long and as beautiful as spun gold. She loved to let her hair down and play with her friends. But the princess had a secret. Her hair had magical powers. It could heal the sick and even bring the dead back to life. But one day, a wicked witch found out about the princess's magical hair. The witch wanted the hair for herself, so she went to the princess and offered her a deal. "I will give you anything you want if you let me cut off one single strand of your hair," she said. The princess refused, but the witch was persistent, and eventually the princess agreed. The witch took the hair and made a magic potion. She used the potion to make herself younger and more beautiful. Then she locked the princess in a tower with no windows or doors, just a rope ladder hanging down the side of it. "If you want to leave this tower, you must use your magical hair to pull yourself up and down the ladder," the witch said. And so the princess spent her days weaving her hair into the ladder, pulling herself up and down the tower. Every day birds would fly by and ask the princess where she was going. And every day the princess would reply, "I am going to the market to buy food for my horse." The birds knew that the princess was being held captive, so they reported her to the king and queen. When they heard that their daughter was in trouble, the king and queen were furious. They rode to the witch's house and demanded that she hand over the princess. But the witch refused. "Only someone who is pure of heart can enter my house," she said. "No one else can come inside." Then she used her magic to turn the king and queen into frogs and hopped inside. Meanwhile, the princess was growing very tired of living in the tower. She missed her parents, her friends, and her old life. So one day when the birds came by, she told them the truth. "I am not going to the market," she said. "I am trapped here and I want to escape." The birds were shocked. They had no idea that the princess was being held captive, so they promised to help her escape. Every day, hundreds of birds would fly to the princess's tower. Each bird would grab a handful of the princess's hair and weave it into the ladder. And when the witch wasn't looking, the princess would sneak out of the tower and hide in the forest. Then, one day, the witch felt something strange. Her magic was fading and she didn't know why. She looked out the window and saw the princess escaping down the ladder. The witch flew into a rage and transformed herself into a giant bird. She swooped down and grabbed the princess, but the princess's hair was too slippery. The bird couldn't hold on to her and the princess escaped. Then the bird tried to grab the ladder, but the birds were too quick for her. They flew away before the bird could grab onto any of them. The bird tried to fly after them, but the princess's hair was too slippery. She couldn't catch any of it. So the bird gave up and flew back to the witch's tower. When the bird didn't return, the other birds knew that something was wrong. So they flew back to the princess and told her what had happened. The princess was worried, but she knew that she had to get home. So she started weaving her hair into a new ladder. This time, the princess wove her hair into a very special magic ladder. As she climbed down, each step glowed with golden light, healing the sick and bringing the dead back to life. When the witch saw the light coming from the tower, she knew that something was up. She flew to the window and watched as the princess descended the ladder. As soon as the princess reached the bottom, she turned around and used her magic to heal the king and queen. They were so grateful to see their daughter again. And when they saw how beautiful and powerful she had become, they were overjoyed. Together, they defeated the witch and she was never seen again. And the princess lived happily ever after.